What is up, guys? It is DMG here, and today we're going to be looking at the new icon swaps along with some of the Season 5 players that you can be getting. Now, obviously, when we are looking at the icon swaps, you're going to be looking at two things. One, if the player is actually good or not, if you need him in your team, right? That's obviously the main thing that people look at. But another thing is with Team of the Season coming up, you're going to have to decide if these players are going to be worth grinding for with Team of the Season arriving pretty soon. I believe that it's expected that they arrive May 8th, right? Now, obviously, that's just an estimate, right? That's just a guess. But typically, that is when Team of the Season comes. As you can see, usually it's like end of April, start of May, right? And with 41 days, I believe, for this season, that means it'd be about 6 weeks until the new set of icon swaps, or not the new set of icon swaps, but the new set of tokens that you can get, right? Because only 12 are out. That means the 24th of April is going to be when the last 12 of the icon swap tokens are released, which means it's only going to be about 2 weeks until Team of the Season, right? And again, if you are going for one of the players that require a lot more tokens, right, it's gonna take another week or two to get those last 12 if you're really grinding for them. So by that time, right, Team of the Season's gonna be out. So again, you obviously look at the players are good or not, but two, if it's gonna be worth grinding for with Team of the Season coming up. And typically this is how they go. Something like this, it's community squad, which is best players without an inform who get a team this season, right? Just most consistent without an inform. The championship, and then there's Premier League, the Liga, Bundesliga. And these are the main ones, right, that are released every Friday. And then on Tuesday, there's usually, the Turkish League, and kind of like these other smaller leagues that are released as well on Tuesday. So keep that in mind as well. But let's look at actually some of the players for the icon swaps. So now, first, actually, we're going to take a look at the actual season, right? New season has come, so we're going to take a look at some of the players that you can get here. So let's take a look here what we got. So we have Josh Sargent, we have Maeda, we have Thorsby. I think out of this one, I believe Thorsby is the one to get, right? Sargent, I mean, it's not bad, right? But 3-star, average card, especially for now in the game cycle. It's not going to be that great. Maeda as well, especially, I mean, Japanese squad. So there are a lot of good Japanese players out, actually. I think that would be kind of the only reason, right? He's, it'd be a good super sub, but how many cards do you say that for, right? How many cards do you say, oh, that'd be a good super sub, right? There's a lot of super sub cards out. I think with a Deadeye or with a sniper or something to up that dribbling, it wouldn't be that bad of a card. But as well, 3-star, which isn't that good. But I mean, it's for a Japanese squad. I think that wouldn't be bad. But I think Thorsby is the one to go after. High, 6'2", good physical, good defending, good dribbling, passing, pace. Right, you put a shadow on him, you put something up that pace, he'd be a great defensive mid. With that agility and balance being 85, 87, that's really, really solid for someone who's 6'2". So he can sit back, he can defend. I think that's going to be someone to really go for, at least in that set. For the other ones, there's going to be three more. You have Fred, you have Bellotti, and you have Carrasco. Now, Carrasco, high, medium, 4-star, 4-star, good pace. Shooting's not bad. Dribbling's not bad. The balance is not that great, unfortunately. But I think with the agility, ball control, and dribbling actually being very high, you shouldn't feel it that much. However, I think it could come into play a little bit. But it's not a bad card. If you have any reason to go after him, then you can. But again, with Team of the Season arriving somewhat soon, I don't think it's going to be someone that you really need. Bellotti. This is a card that I actually think is really, really solid, believe it or not. With the 5-star weak foot, his agility and balance got massively increased because typically his dribbling's not that good. His physical is fantastic. His pace, his shooting's already great. But you just need to really increase the pace and the dribbling because the dribbling's better than it was, but it's not fantastic, right? So, I don't know, you put an engine on him to increase that pace. It goes to 92 pace, goes to 99 dribbling, goes to 96 balance, 95 agility, with that engine on him. I think that's a solid card, believe it or not. Again, you have to keep in mind, right, there may be cards that are just as good during Team of the Season, and, this is a grind, right? I personally have never been to, gotten 100,000 XP, right? It's a grind to do. So it's free in the sense that you don't have to spend any money, but I mean, it's time, right? It costs a lot of time to get these cards. And then finally you have Fred, 4-star, high, great stamina, good box-to-box midfielder. Passing is good, dribbling is good. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's a solid card. I think it's a little too overhyped just because of it being Premier League and Brazilian. But I think if you were to increase the pace, so it goes to above 90, I think that'd be good. So, you put a shadow on him, then I think it'd be good. If you put a shadow on him, I think this would be a really solid card. So for me, it's between Fred or Belotti, but again, keep in mind, Team of the Season coming up. This one is definitely going to be a grind to get. Again, you're gonna have to decide if it's worth it or not. But finally, let's go to the icon swaps, right? The main part of the video here. So first thing is first, let's just look at if the players are going to be good, right? If you want the players in your team. And this is not going to be in terms of if they have any sort of, sentimental value, right? Because for one thing, Yari Litmanen, that's not that good of a card, right? It's not a good card. High, medium, 3-star skills, dribbling is 84, agility and balance is very, very low. Pace isn't that great. I mean, shooting is good, passing is okay, he has good stamina, but I mean, it's not that good of a card. It's just not a good card, right? So it's not going to be worth it to really get him. But, if you are an Ajax fan, right, he had a major part for Ajax, then, you might be tempted to get him, right? So, again, we're not looking at the sentimental value of anything. We're just going to be looking at the actual cards initially, right? And then we'll take a look at Team of the Season coming up soon, right? So we'll do that later, but first things first, let's just look at the cards. So Litmanen, no. David Trezeguet, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but not that good of a card, right? Honestly, Belotti's going to be better than him. Genuinely, Belotti's going to be better. Gattuso's not that good of a card. Laudrup, genuinely, I think that's actually not bad. Again, we're just looking at the cards here. I don't think that's that bad of a card. I think if you put a Hunter on him, upgrade his pace because his dribbling is solid, passing is solid, shooting's not horrible for a cam. I think if you put a Hunter on him, he's alright. Puyol, obviously defending physical, very solid. I think if you put a Shadow on him, I think he'd be good. Prime Icon pack at 9. At 9, it's not bad, right? Because for the mid icon pack, I think it was 18. So prime icon pack at 9. But again, at this point of the game cycle, right? How many prime icons are you willing to get, right? You have obviously, the top tier: Pele, Hullet, Maradona, maybe Maradona with the 3-star weak foot, but Vieira, you have the top tier guys, but how many of them aren't going to be that good, right? Like a prime Overmars, prime Puyol, prime Laudrup, Gattuso, right? You have a lot more that are obviously not going to be that good. So with it being 9, it's not the worst, but that means, right, with there being 24, and only being 9 for this, that means you can only get 15. The next highest is 15, depending on what you may get. So, Kaká is kind of the only one, and then everything before that. So, it just depends. I don't think it's horrible, but I don't think it's the greatest choice either, depending on if there's anything else here. Because, to be honest, I haven't seen anything else yet so far. Overmars, 5-star weak foot with a Deadeye with the sniper. I don't think that's that bad. Could be, I think that's actually pretty good considering shooting, dribbling. Hullet, I don't think is that great considering there are going to be, other cards that are just as good as him, even right now in the game cycle, not even looking at Team of the Season. Lampard, I think with a shadow would not be that bad. You can't play him at cam. He has to be a defensive mid or a center mid with that dribbling, but I don't think that's that bad. Maldini is a solid choice, medium high, great defending, good pace. That's going to be solid. Kaká, 5-star, 4-star. That's going to be solid. I think you have to increase the shooting and pace a little bit, but that's not bad. Dalglish, 5-star, weak foot. Good dribbling. Pace isn't really there. I think you need to maybe put an engine on to increase the dribbling and the pace a little bit. But I think that's not bad considering it's a 5-star weak foot. Rush with another 5-star weak foot. Dribbling's not that great. Shooting is solid. With an engine, the dribbling goes to 97. Balance goes to 91. Agility goes to 88. Pace goes to 95. That's not the worst. That's not the worst option. That's not bad. For 16 though, it might be a little too much, I think. Bergkamp, I don't think is worth it. Now, personally, for me, I'm 100%. I'm gonna go for Bergkamp just because I'm an Arsenal fan. I wanted Thierry Henry or Bergkamp in this icon swap, icon swap set. So Bergkamp is here, Thierry Henry's not. I'm going for Bergkamp. Now, anyone else, that's not, for sentimental value, honestly, probably not going to go for him just because he doesn't really fit the meta. But again, for me, Arsenal fan, I'm going to get him. Riquelme, no. Just, I don't think he's that good of a card, especially with the pace. Is not meta at all. Maradona, 3-star weak foots. Dribbling is there, obviously. Pace is good. Passing, shooting is solid. If you would increase the pace, I think that'd be good. For 19, it might be a little bit of a grind, I would say. For Petit, I think this is actually a pretty good card. If you increase the pace, right? He can shoot decently well. The dribbling's actually a little bit off. This one's actually a little bit tough, I would say. Because the card itself isn't bad, but for 19 tokens, that's kind of a stretch, I would say. Cannavaro, solid card. I think that's definitely a good one, even at 20. I think that's solid. Alberto, that's going to be solid as well, because that's an endgame right back for sure. Garrincha, I actually don't think is that great, especially for 21 tokens. That's definitely not good for 21 tokens. Pace and shooting are a little low for this part of the game cycle. Obviously, passing and dribbling are solid, but yeah, for this part of the game cycle, not great. He does have 5-star skills, which is good. But I think there are other cards that are just as good. And honestly, for 21, again, that's going to be a grind. You're going to have to wait until, the next set of tokens come out, right? And then you're going to have to grind a lot more. And then lastly, Zidane for 23. I genuinely believe that's just not good. This, to me, is actually not good at all. Bad value. 23 tokens. Yes, 5-star, 5-star. Right now, again, we're just looking at the card itself, not sentimental value. Pace isn't that great. With the agility, actually, I will say the dribbling is actually not bad. But yeah, the pace isn't that great. Shooting is kind of average, to be honest, especially at this point in the game cycle. Passing's not bad. Dribbling's okay. It's above average. The agility and balance aren't great, though. Physical is good, but yeah, I don't think it's that good of a... it's a good card, right? But for 23 tokens, for the fact it's supposed to be this meta insane card that you're supposed to be getting for 23 tokens, it's not going to be worth it for the value, right? So with that in mind, let's go back and look at who's going to be actually good by the end of Team of the Season, or when Team of the Season comes around. So we already said no to these first three, right? We get 2 Sochos, we get Lippmann, and we already said no. Laudrup, there's probably going to be someone that's just as good as him. So the fact that it's 9 isn't horrible. The fact that it's 9 isn't horrible, but there may be someone as good as him. You gotta keep in mind is like what would his price be on the market? If it was a Team of the Season player. Let's look at actually some people on Futbin to see what his price would be. Just kind of similar, because what you can do is kind of look at players who just have similar stats. So let's look at Laudrup here, and then see if we can have any similar players. So here we go. Let's switch this. Similar players, right? You look at Mertens, right? Mertens going to be similar. Insigne's a little bit similar. you have a lot of players who are similar for sure. Son, that's definitely a player as well. But I mean, let's just look at Mertens, right? 90 Mertens here, right? You compare that to Laudrup. So pace-wise, it's going to be a little bit better. Or it's going to be pretty much the same, but its acceleration is a little bit better, which I think is more important. Finishing is going to be better, right? Better positioning, better finishing. Passing-wise, let's see here. Laudrup's vision is better. Short passing is about the same. Laudrup has better passing there for long passing. Laudrup is better physical. Dribbling-wise, better agility, better balance for Mertens, 91, 94. So Laudrup's got to beat there. But, I mean, it's a very similar card, right, for 390. And it's the fact that it's, a headliner. So it's a live card currently. You look at this. It goes down just a couple of stats here and there. And it's 118,000, right? So Laudrup, and, you look at his price just right now. I believe it's like 600K? Yeah, like 650K. Genuinely, I don't think it's that bad, personally. The fact that it's 9 tokens, again, the fact that with Team Season come around, there are going to be players similar to him, but 9 tokens isn't bad. He's going to link to everyone. Puyol, I think there's going to be other players like him, and there's going to be players that are taller as well, so I don't think he's that great. Overmars, that's definitely someone, players are going to be, better than him come Team of the Season, so that's not going to be that great. However, he does have good links, I would say, with it being Dutch. So there is that to keep in mind. Lampard, definitely going to be players who are similar to him. Maldini, I think there are going to be players who are similar to him. I think defending-wise, he's going to have him beat just a little bit. But there are going to be center backs who definitely have that pace and are definitely going to be better physically, right? So imagine a card that's like 80 pace or 82 pace, similar to Maldini, 91 defending, 92 defending, but then 90 physical, right? Maldini has him beat just at defending and the fact that he can link to everyone. So, personally, he can fit in your team for the rest of the game, I would say. But come Team of the Season, I think there are going to be other players similar to him. Kaká, that's going to be definitely someone players are similar to him. Same thing for Dalglish. I would say same thing for Rush as well. Bergkamp, definitely. We already said, actually, that he's not really worth it. Same thing for Riquelme, for sure. Maradona, I would say there's probably like the very high-end players. We can check again on Footbin what players are similar to him. He is the middle version, actually, so that's going to be good. But similar players to him. Let's take a look. 7 players to him. I mean, there's Royce. There's Odegaard. Honestly, yeah, Odegaard. Oh my god, I can't talk. Odegaard is like the exact same card, minus a little bit worse dribbling or shooting. Right, 3-star, 5-star, or 5-star, 3-star. Right. You compare that with Odegaard. So pace-wise, it's the same. Pace-wise, it's the same. Shooting-wise, obviously, Maradona's going to be better, especially attack positioning and finishing. But I've said that you put a Deadeye, and you're going to be fine for Odegaard. Passing-wise, better, same vision. Slightly better short passing, same long passing. So passing-wise, it's honestly pretty even. It's just the fact that Odegaard has a much better crossing stat. So dribbling-wise, same agility. Maradona's better balance. But, actually, Maradona does have better dribbling. Just overall, he has better dribbling, for sure. But, physically, right, Maradona has like 74 strength, 80 jumping, but Odegaard has much better stamina. Much better stamina, right? Like, Odegaard is the exact same card as Maradona, genuinely. It is a very, very similar card, right? You put a Deadeye onto him. Where is it? You put a Deadeye onto him. And his finishing and shooting go to the same as Maradona. There you go. Right? It's going to be the same. You're going to be good. So yeah. The only thing that Maradona has on Odegaard is his shooting. Right? It's going to be shooting and the fact that he can link to everyone. But, you know, for 19, and there's already cards that are out like him, yeah, it's not going to be really worth it. Petit, I think there are going to be cards similar to him, who are actually, honestly, just as good, I would say, when Team of the Season rolls around. So there's that. Cannavaro, I think he's definitely endgame. I would say that there aren't going to be a lot of cards like him. He's definitely goes into your team. He's going to be staying there with that pace, right? 85 pace is solid. That's really, really good. I would say other, center back cards come Team of the Season are going to have, I would say, that pace. Not many cards are going to have that defending, I would say. And physically, he's solid. I would say there are going to be cards that are going to be probably better than him physically, but they're not going to have that combination. Now, obviously, 5'9" isn't really great, but there aren't really, the meta isn't crossing this year like it was last year. I would think that's not bad. Now, Alberto, at right back, there are probably going to be a couple of cards, not a lot, but there are going to be a couple of cards that are going to be similar to him at right back. Again, good physical, defending, pace, high medium, 5'11", so it might be a little tough to put him at center back. I think you can do it, especially with the fact that Ramos is 6 foot and also high medium. I think you could probably put him at center back. Shooting wise is actually very, very good. 88 attack positioning, 91 shot power, 79 finishing. That's solid for a right back. You can put him at right mid if you want him to, or if you want to. Yeah, genuinely, I think that's actually not bad. I would say for 21 tokens, again, the fact that Team of the Season is going to be coming around, right? It's going to be like a week before I would say you get this card, maybe even it starts before you get this card. I would say it might be a little tough just because they're going to be, again, cards similar to him, but yeah. I don't think it's going to be maybe worth it, but it might be a decision, like a kind of a game time decision for you, right? Garrincha, again, there's going to be players very similar to him. We already said it's not really that great, and then Zidane, we already definitely decided not that great, and there's definitely going to be cards like him during Team of the Season. So, pretty much the ones you really, really, really want to go for, right? Cheap option, Laudrup would be okay. Puyol, defending-wise, physical-wise, no one's going to be like him, but pace-wise, I think there's going to be a lot of players that are better. So there's honestly, Laudrup as a cheap option isn't the worst. It's not great, right, because it's a cheap option, but it's not the worst. Prime Icon Pack is honestly not going to be horrible, considering it's only 9 as well. Maldini's not bad at all. Maradona is not the worst. Cannavaro is, I think, probably one of the better options to go with. Petit's not horrible. For 19, that's actually not great, though. But Alberto, Cannavaro, Maldini, arguably, actually, just because of the pace, honestly, for Puyol, it's kind of setting me off a little bit, and then Laudrup. Those are my options, right? Just in terms of when Team of the Season comes around, and the fact that it can stay in your team for a long, long time, right? Again, Laudrup has 6 foot, high, medium, 4-star, 4-star. Again, you look at Maldini, he's going to be in your team for a while, right? He's end game. And he's honestly pretty cheap as well, like 13. You could get him and Laudrup, and you'd be fine, right? I think that's actually not bad at all. I'm definitely going to get Bergkamp. There's Cannavaro, there's Petit. In terms of, combinations that you can get, let's see, Kaká, and then it'd be Kaká and Laudrup, right? Kind of like a center attacking mid duo. Definitely not any of these three, so it'd be... you could go get a Prime Icon Pack and Kaká, Prime Icon Pack and Maldini. I would think those combinations aren't bad, but the only ones that you can really get that are really solid, right? Probably my go-to one would be Cannavaro. Is probably the best option you could probably get here. You can't get any other card. So there's not really a whole lot of great combination ones, depending on, just looking at the card and with Team of the Season, right? You may have a need that you want to get, that you have to fill in your team, or you might have a sentimental card that you want to get. Like for me, Bergkamp, I'm definitely for sure going to go get Bergkamp. right? So again, it just depends on, again, team of the season, the card you're looking at, combinations you can get, what you need to fill with your team, right? There's a lot of things you need to look at, but those are, my options in terms of what's going to be good, what's going to be not, right? Cannavaro is going to be probably the best. Alberto's going to be really solid. Petit's not the worst. Maldini's pretty good. Over Mars, there's going to be players I can during team season, so no. Puyol's not horrible. Again, with the pace, I think if you put a shadow on him, he'd be all right. And then I think there's Laudrup. Like, I genuinely think Laudrup is going to be slapped on a little bit. I don't think he's that bad of a card. But that's just me. So those are going to be my picks for this version of the icon swaps, or this set of the icon swaps. Overall, I think it's a little underwhelming. I'll be honest. I don't really think it's that great of a set, especially with the fact that with team season coming around, with the end of the game coming around, I don't really think it's that great. I was surprised there's no, Cruyff in there, or that, there wasn't a, 91 Pele in there. I'll be honest, I was a little disappointed with it. So, personally, I was just glad that they had Bergkamp or Thierry Henry in there. That's all I was hoping for. They got Bergkamp, so I'm good there. But, as for everyone else, that's not going to be that great, unfortunately. But again, those were my choices. Hopefully, you guys got a little bit of clarity of what you guys want to do. You can put in the comments what you guys want to get. But that is going to be it for me for this video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been DMG.